Samson in the building, we going Qubic. Yo, it's Samson on the mic, crypto KO with the plan. Riding on Qubic, fastest chain in the land. Built for AGI, we host intelligence on stack. Transactions light and fast, we never looking back. MLM on-chain game, CFB set the stage. Level up your network, watch your rewards engage. Human RWA yields, real world assets getting staked. Passive profit stream, watch your wallet elevate. Conviction projects next, we diversify the stack. Long-term vision lock, no fear of a flashback. We on Qubic, moving block by block. AGI on chain, we don't stop. Garth the robot, lemon to the top. Prefix never drop. Stack connects commission. Watch the moon pop. Samson vibing, Qubic never flops. Meme coin guard, clumsy bot taking charge. World domination plot, but the game's still large. From DeFi to RWA, we cover every domain. Mind paying out, steady like champagne. CFB the devs, flex, game mechanics gold. On-chain economy, stories never told. Samson got the scoop, exclusives in my verse. Conviction, heavy play, straight up, no rehearse. Samson's vision crystal clear. Qubic future all ill. We on Qubic moving block by block. AGI on chain, we don't stop. Garth the robot miming to the top. Dreams, profits never drop. Stack conviction, watch the moon pop. Samson vibing, Qubic never flops. Qubic, we never flop.
Oh yeah. Hey. Where is that thing? Where is it? There we go. Ooh wee. What's up, everybody? Damn, we trickled in quick today. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. How we doing? It's good. It's good to see people already trickling in. We're just a couple minutes in. Very, very good. Very good. All right. We all know what we're here for. Big news this morning. I wanted to go live right away, but I had to take in all the information, absorb it, and make sure I knew at least a little bit what I was talking about, because this is mind-numbing. If my rudimentary understanding is even a little bit accurate, what this here is could be some crazy stuff. All right, let's get back into it. If you're new here, if you're new to the channel, those of you tuning in at this moment, I know you're not, but if you're listening to the replay, excuse me, let me reset. I'm too excited. Let me reset. My name's Samson. I follow the project Qubic. I've been in crypto since about late 2015. Found Qubic in mid 2024. I think that's the last project I'll ever have to look at. I just fell in love. Once I scratched the surface, I had to dig deeper, and it's been nonstop goodness ever since. And I decided to start making content on it because I'm like, dude, no one's talking about this as much as they should be. So yeah, let's get into it. So Qubic is literally the world's fastest blockchain, according to Certic, a top blockchain auditor. The founder of this project is Sergey Ivancheglo. He's the founder of NXT, the first proof of stake. He made BC Next. He's also the founder of IOTA. Right? He made the two biggest ROIs in all altcoin history. This is probably going to be his third, hopefully. That's what the community's hoping. And rumor has it, the man might be Satoshi Nakamoto. There's a whole lore about that. And it's actually pretty crazy. Like, as silly as I'm kind of trying to make it seem, like the evidence that points toward Come From Beyond, aka Sergey Ivancheglo, as Satoshi Nakamoto, is actually pretty insane. All right. Hopefully my ass doesn't get disconnected on this live. Sometimes it happens. Oh, when I'm in the flow. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. How we doing today? How we doing? Let me know in the live chat how we're doing today. Let me know you're engaged. Let me know you're listening. What the heck is that? Oh, oh, my bad. That tab wasn't supposed to be open. All right. Let's get to the posts. Let's get to the actual posts that I want to start with. And then we'll get into the good news. So, just to let you know what we're getting into, the scientific team behind Qubic, they just did it. They gone and done it now. So this is from this morning, 5:04 a.m. The Qubic scientific team just put a living AI brain inside a robot. Not simulated, not scripted. A bio-inspired uh, neural architecture making real decisions in the real world. Neuraxon Mini is here, and nothing will be the same. Dude, it's easy to glance over that, but it's that, or maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I drank too much of the Qubic Kool-Aid, right? I'm only human, but this is real. It's real scientific what they're doing. I mean, according to the research. This is crazy. All right, so Cubic's David Vivancos and Jose Sanchez just transplanted the Neuraxon version 2.0 AI brain into a Sphero Edu mini robot. And I actually looked into these. I'm like, oh, these are crazy. I want to get one for my little boy so we can like do some stuff with it. It can drive itself. It can write letters with physical movement. This isn't a demo. This is proof of life. You're... All right. Why does it matter? We are not building dead LLMs. We are building alive AIs, ones that learn, fail, and adapt in reality. The question isn't if your next humanoid robot will have a Neuraxon brain, it's when. Yeah! I remember first reading that, I mean, like, okay, I took it at face value, and then I spent like hours like talking to Grok and Gemini, and I'm like, so what about this? And I gave it the links, and I'm like, all right, so what about this then? All right. So then, okay, so what about this then? I'm like, I'm like, I get it, but I don't, I want to be able to explain it. I don't want to just like kind of get it. So I'm like, after hours of doing that, I kind of, sort of, I feel like it's been incepted into my brain. So yeah, this shit's pretty crazy. So first, let's go to the video. Where is the actual video? Let's watch the demo that Mr. Vivancos ran. Is that no, not Vivancos? It's Jose Sanchez. Pardon. Jose Sanchez had a little video that he did like a couple hours, literally a couple hours ago. Like I watched it like at least between 5 or 8 times. Like I'm just like, all right, what did he mean there? Like what? So what does that even mean? But like yeah, it took a minute for me to like really, really get it. Okay, let's go here. Let's go there. It's a 10-minute video, so let's get into that real quick. By the way, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube if you can. Please, that'll help the word of Qubic come out to more people. Pump your bags, folks. All right, are we sharing? Are we sharing the tab? Yeah, we are. Cool. Boom, move that there. All right, and lock in.
Hello, how are you? I'm going to show you this little ball. It's a mini robot because you can connect this ball to your browser, and with some special coding, you can play with the ball and you can move it along a table or a flat surface. So the idea for bringing to you this ball, maybe you can buy one. It's called Sphero.com. You can find it there. It costs less than $50, so it's quite cheap and you can play with it. But our idea here, we're going to show you that some Neuraxon applications could be applied into.
By the way, let me show you guys what he's talking about. This is the Sphero. He's talking about these right here. If you go to sphero.com, and like if you have kids or anything, this is great like for kids. This is awesome. I was exploring this website. I'm like, dude, this was not, they did not have this when I was a kid. This is so freaking awesome. Like you can teach your kid how to low key code and be like a freaking engineer, dude. From the from like 4 or 5 years old. They have all sorts of like products and like educational packages, like books you can buy. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, that's what he's talking about. So go to sphero.com if you're interested in, if you're actually, if this demo interests you, like it's actually pretty cool. All right, let me get back to the video though. So that's the ball he's talking about. It's not just like a ping pong ball.
Some kind of robotics. It's quite cheap and you can play with it. But our idea here, we're going to show you that some Neuraxon applications could be applied into some kind of robotics. So this is a proof of concept about one of the many things that some program or some model could do in a future. It's not for us to create the application just to show for anybody the way that you can play with the Neuraxon code. So let's see two easy applications for the ball, and I'm going to show you in the browser how can you manage and how can you test the ball. So you may try and you may play, and we'll soon hear about your progress in moving this little ball. So you will find here the link into this application, and first of all we need to connect the ball here.
By the way, if you don't know where to get that link, go to the original post that Qubic did. You know what? I'll actually put that in the live chat right now. Copy link. And oh, you know what? Copy the link there. Yeah. Skibidi-bop, bop-a-da. Skibidi-bop, bop-a-bop. Alright, so there's the the link to the original Qubic post in the live chat. If you're here live on YouTube, you can see that. Bam. Alright, cool. Close that. Where'd we go? Alright.
Let's see. So in the upper left corner, we press here, connect. The ball is off, and now I press connect. I choose the Bluetooth connection, I pair it, and now you see the lights. So the ball is connected. You can choose two kind of control modes, manual or hybrid. If I press manual, I'm going to play with the ball with these 4 buttons, the classical buttons for gaming. This is for advanced, this is for rotating left, rotating right, and this is also quite intense rotation. And if you choose the hybrid mode, it's a mix between some manual movements with a human drive and some Neuraxon automatic calculations and movement.
By the way, try your best to keep up with what he's saying. I had to rewatch this like I said earlier, like at least 5 times all the way through and then rewinding. So that's not counting rewinding and just like don't be too ashamed to like rewatch it. Like rewatch, like if you really want to understand something, like you have to rewatch it. It's like being in school again. If you really want to understand shit, especially like when you're older, you gotta be like, damn, my brain don't work like I used to. So yeah, if you try to keep up, but rewind it later on if you really want to get it more. But this shit is actually mind blowing, and we're gonna hopefully. I took notes, so hopefully I could, I don't know, reiterate so we can all understand.
You may see here, for instance, if I press A, you may see here in the motor output how the ball rotates.
Do you see? Did you guys notice how it rotated? It took me a minute to realize how it actually moved compared to what's going on, like in the little the grid on his screen. Like when he rotates, when he presses A, like which means left, it actually rotates on its axis perpendicular or parallel to the table. Kind of like, is it Uranus that spins on its side? It's it spins on its, yeah, it spins on its side. So watch the little dots. I'm gonna try to rewind it. Hopefully you can see how it rotates. Cause it's confusing at first. That's why it took me a minute. I'm like, oh, I didn't really understand how it was spinning. I'm like, it's just like jiggling. All right, so that with keeping that in mind, try to look at the try to keep track of the little two black like darker shades of dots on polar opposites and watch how they move compared to how he's talking and moving his fingers. Just a little pro tip.
And movement. You may see here, for instance, if I press
These you see these two little shades? I think he's about to he said A, right? So that's going to be left. So this, I think this is going to move 90 degrees. I think. Let's see. Did I get that right?
A, you may see here in the motor output.
Yeah, see, so you press A, so it moves on its axis 90 degrees. You guys saw that? Watch. Oops.
For instance, if I press
This little dot
A,
here.
you may
Boop,
see here
boom,
in the motor
boom,
output
boom.
how
It
the
moved a
ball
little bit.
rotates.
It moves on its
So if the ball
axis.
rotates 90 degrees and then I press W, it's going to move in this direction, and I press A. For instance, yeah, 90 degrees here, and then if I press W, the ball will move into this direction. You can adjust also the speed of the ball.
Yeah, it seems tricky, but like it reminds me of like flying a drone. Have you ever flown a drone? You just kind of got to get used to like perspective and like the axis and all that stuff.
Here you have a little screen about the system log. And you may see here the precise time in which the ball is doing anything. So you can check the past movements. Huh? If we go to the right, you can adjust the neuromodulators. That means that you will feel, for instance, if I put dopamine to the maximum, you will feel that the way the ball moves is much more intense. So you can play with dopamine, very very high, very low, with
You guys hear that? With dopamine. He's talking about putting dopamine. What the hell?
serotonin, with noradrenaline, with acetylcholine. You will see in the network status or statistics how many excitatory neurons are released, how many inhibitory connections are done in every precise moment, how many remain in the trinary state and the neutral state, and how many synapses between this inner part of the inner layer of the network, the hidden layers in the middle, and the output. And of course, the output relates to these four buttons, as you may notice here. So if I press W, you will see here in the middle of the screen, output here in blue, forward.
Yeah, W means forward.
And if you look here up, you will see excitation. Okay, +1. If I press A, you see the activation of this
Do you guys remember A was 90 was a turn on its axis, right? It's not just turning to the left. It's turning on its axis instead of turning off frame, right? That's an important detail.
Inner layer, and you see down here the output in blue. If I press D, you see another inner layers activation.
D goes the opposite way.
And then in the
on its
output here
axis.
in the left corner, you see the activation. And if I press S, it happens the same, but for this output right activation. You can take a look at an oscillator bank, the activity trace of the network, the receptor activations, which are somehow different ways that the neuromodulators release and bind into the network. And you may see the learning process, because ideally you could train the ball manually and then set it into a hybrid mode in which Neuraxon starts to play. And then it's not our job here, but we could add a third control mode with Neuraxon here, so the ball moves by itself with the Neuraxon model based in what we have trained before manually. This is the application. I will add that here video of the ball, so you may see how I move my mouse or the keyboard, and how the ball moves by itself. Okay, so this is one of the first applications we are going to show you. So I disconnect right now, and let's go.
Let's fast forward here.
So you see here some Qubic letters with colors. Let's move into brain view. And
oh, sorry to pause, but I see a comment. What we talking about? Oh, I'm tripping. that was the one I made. Sharing the link. Silly me. My bad, everybody.
First of all, we need to connect again the ball. So I press here, Bluetooth. Now it's paired. Okay. I may test the motor. So if I press in test motor, and
by the way, these guys built this website, this model, like they did all this. This is just fascinating. Like how do you code dopamine and like serotonin, and like the world of science is astounding. Like I love it. I love it. It's just tremendous to me. It's amazing to witness people. There are humans who like grind on this stuff, this information.
test the LED, the lights. You see the changes, okay? And then I can choose in the sensory input manually. You may see here S0, S1, S2, S3, S4, or S5. I can activate or deactivate. First, I'm going to stop, and then I may choose the states, as you may notice here. And then I'm going to choose the letter size. For instance, I'm going to choose a very big letter size to the maximum. The speed of how the ball moves and writes a letter. So I want a very low speed, so I may notice how it creates the letter. Segment type, which is related to the speed. Okay, I can play with neuromodulators too, so less dopamine please, more serotonin, and no stress for our little tiny robot ball, so less adrenaline. If I press here right, you will see
prime time. All right, guys, it's the moment of truth. Now, bear with it. It's not gonna look like it's writing cubic. All right. But if you watch closely, it kind of is. But then you'll watch at the end what he says. It could be better if they wanted to, but yeah, just watch closely and you'll see why. If you This is why I pointed out why it turns how it does. So you can see when it's making the Q, it's just like turning on its axis. But yeah, we'll get into that afterwards.
But the ball is moving, turning,
Yeah.
and trying to write.
Watch, you saw like, let me rewind it. It was turning on its side, and then it did this. It did the diagonal move. Unless stage left, it did the diagonal move. Uh, so you can see it's making the little dash. So watch, let me rewind it. So maybe let me see if you can if you can see it. It's like
You can
jiggling.
see.
It's like moving. It's
But the ball
spinning,
is moving,
and then it does the
turning,
dash right
and trying to
here.
write
So it just did the dash, and now it's about to it's starting the U,
the word cubic.
and it'll go up, and now B,
I will show you a video.
and
And we
that's
see that the
the
ball is
first.
moving and creating this writing application. Now,
So you can tell that the side moves, it just spins on its axis.
we may see in the flat surface that is drawing the word cubic. Okay, so of course we need to adjust.
Yeah, it took me a few watches to realize that's what it was doing, because I was like, it doesn't look like it's writing cubic, to be honest. And then I'm like, and then I just kept rewatching, and I'm like, oh, I see what's happening, because it would spin on its like when I realized it was spinning on its axis, I was like, oh, okay. But then either way, well, it gets better later.
Better the way it writes, but it's not our purpose to create a perfect ball writer. Our idea is to show you this proof of concept, and it means that Neuraxon applications and coding applications can be very useful for the field of robotics too. Okay, so I hope if you want to buy the ball, it's Fera.com, less than $50, and you can play with some of these applications that we are doing. And of course, you can develop them based in the code that we provide. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bada bing. So yeah, that's the demo, Mr. Sanchez, or is it doctor? I don't know. I feel like he'd be he'd have like a PhD or something. Especially as a scientist. So that's that. And then after watching that like a dozen times, I had to like still ask Grok and Gemini. I'm like, yo, I get this much, but can you explain this even further? They're like, yeah, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, how about this? How about try to explain it in in this way? I like, does it? And then I would ask it like, oh, do you mean like this? And like, oh yeah, 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 you're right, man. I'm like, So then I had to check Gemini. I'm like, okay, now it's, and then it started to make sense. I was like, oh shit. How do you guys feel about that? Hey yo, AI crypto space. You're in his house. Good to see you, big dog. Did you see Mr. Jose Sanchez with his display of genius? And she will cray. What do you guys think about that? Because to me that's crazy. That means the whole world of robotics is about to change like forever. Like obviously not immediately, but if you can apply if what I want them to do is watch, I left a let me see, let me go to his page real quick. Because I heard I was on the Sphero website fucking just looking at stuff. And I left boom. Look at this. Sensors. Like I was asking all sorts of questions to Gemini. So sensors, advanced models like Sphero bolts, like I guess one of those high-end balls, not the little kid ones. I don't know, include light sensors, infrared for communicating with other spheros, and an LED matrix for display animations. So I was like, hey, yo, they gotta, you know how they had that Neuraxon game like on the website? They should have like they should invest in a bunch of little sphero bolt balls, have like create a code to be like a mission to do this without crashing into each other, and then just like see what they do. And just I feel like that would be so cool because they can all because they'd all be able to communicate with each other, put obstacles, put like I don't know. There's so many things you can do with that. That's such a tremendous. Once I wrapped my head around it and then I saw that, I was like, yo, these because I started thinking about like Amazon warehouses, like driverless taxis. What are those? Those little stupid food delivery carts. Like one of the first things I thought of literally was no, actually it is the first thing I thought of was I saw recently one of those food delivery drones. Not really a drone, but the ones on the wheels, not a flying one. It's just like a fucking box with wheels. You ever see those rolling down the street? The first time I saw those, I was like, I said, what the fuck? Those are a thing now? Anyway, it's neither here nor there. I saw one of those. It was on a video. It was stuck on a thing of train tracks, obviously, and the rails were down. And then you're ding 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 ding. You hear like you hear all the bells and the horns. You're like, oh shit! And obviously the camera's recording. And you're like, this thing is stuck on the train tracks, and you just see this thing get the full of food. It's horrible. Thank God it didn't derail the train. And then I'm like, if it had the Neuraxon model, it could have jiggled itself out or done something. It could have figured because what it's able to do, it's able to. Um, I gotta put my cat away. Let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought. Sandwich. It's able to adjust its trajectory if something happens. Like if there's an obstacle, it's not gonna just like keep running into it and do the same thing that it's been programmed to do, like before it left the warehouse, like a few weeks ago. Like it'll be like, oh, I'm on the train tracks. Okay, let me try to wiggle like this, or let me try to turn the wheel like that and back up. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try to turn the wheel like that, back up. Let me try to do this, and let me try to go fast. Let me go slow. It'll just do whatever. It'll like do different things to try to get out. All right, hold on. Let me put my cat away. My bad, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna put my cat in the bedroom. And we're back. So yeah, when Mr. Vivancos was let me see, where's the website? Go back here and here. Hugging Face. There we go. Where did the hey man. Sorry about that. 1 second, guys. Trying to find where I was a second ago. Let me check my history. Cause there's two. There's the writing one, and there's the manual one. This one right here, mini right. Haha. In your face. Simpsons vision crystal clear. This one right here. We still live? Yeah, we are. Cool. Camel Joe's in the house. What's up, Camel Joe? Good to see you, man. Hell yeah. We got more wrenches up in here. Love to see it. Wait a minute. That's mini, right? What the heck? Oh, cool. Yeah, this is it. Boom. Uh, uh, it. Right. It's right. So obviously I don't have one of those little balls. But then here's how my mind started to wander. Here's where we're gonna get into the weeds. Like if all you wanted was the scientist talk, that there you got it. But now this is where like the average Joe comes in. I have to work my brain. I was like, okay, if I was like I was skeptical at first. I was like, okay. I was skeptical until I actually understood how it worked. So essentially what they're doing is they're not giving it like coordinates to write, right? Because I'm like, so this is like how in my head I'm like, how is this different from like programming it or like giving it coordinates, right? Because I was like seeing this visualization. I'm like, so I mean, what makes this like really different from anything? That's what made me get into like Grok and Gemini. I'm like, I'm like, there must be something I'm not missing, right? I didn't want to just call bullshit. And then I was missing something. So so how the sphero balls are made, like it's made for children like to learn how to like do robotics and get familiar with coding and things like that. So there's apps for these, right? There's actually custom apps that it's a whole company, right? There's apps for you can like draw the pattern you want it to do, or you can do blocks. It's like really it's an artistic kind of thing for children to get their brain strong. So the difference between how what it was built to be, made for, between what the Qubic team is using it to demonstrate is, from my understanding, right? You don't have to like take me too seriously. I'm just some guy. They're transplanting the model that they built or coded into the ball, and then they're sending it what you call a goal. I took notes. I took notes. A goal code. They're telling the ball from the computer or phone or whatever device they have. They're telling the phone, all right, make this letter, right? And that letter is encoded in a certain way in trinary states with -1, 0, 1, the 12 dimensional matrix or whatever. And the ball has inputs for those matrices. Is it matrices? Right? It has inputs for the code of, like, say, the letter Q. And the only way it's gonna know it's writing the letter Q correctly is feedback from I guess the goal code. Is it the goal code? Yeah, the goal code, or let's call it the source code, or the teacher, right? Which is you. You're telling it, do this, right? Write the letter Q, and then it gives it what it doesn't give it how to make the Q. It's like it gives it the sense of what a Q is. So it starts off just herk. Remember one of the last live streams I did? Like I said, life was just herking and jerking. So initially, the motor just like moves like random directions. It's like playing a game of hot or cold. Like if it moves the wrong way, it's like cold, cold, and it like goes back hot, hot, hot. Oh, cold, cold, hot, hot, cold, hot, cold, cold, hot, hot, hot. So like eventually, it like gets its bearings, and it's like okay, it's like having a scent. It's like, how dogs like they follow the scent. Like the ball is following the scent of the code, right? And then as it makes each mistake, it's not gonna make that mistake again. It's gonna have a stronger scent of that goal code. and say you say, okay, you're done with the letter Q. Now write the letter U, right? And it already knows how to write the letter Q now, so it's gonna start herking and jerking, doing some different stuff, and then it's gonna slowly learn how to write the letter U. But get this, here's the difference between this and like LLMs or like any other traditional model. You would have to like stop and read. You would have to train it for each letter, or stop, delete that. It's like it's like you ever have you ever learned how to solve a Rubik's cube? I used to be like really good at the Rubik's cube. I even did like the 4x4 at one point, but it's been like so long. But one of the main things about solving a Rubik's cube is obviously you get one side, all right, good for you. Then you have to get the second row and then the third row. But as you're getting the second row, you have to remember like every little piece you move, it has to always come back to the same spot. Like you can't forget you can't just like, okay, I'm just gonna do the second row, and then you get the second row done, and then the top row's fucked up. Like, no, you have to keep track of every piece and make sure everything goes back to the same spot when you're done putting the piece that you wanted where it is, right? It sounds crazy, but that was like the coolest part about like solving the Rubik's cube is like it's like not the coolest, I guess the coolest for me. It's also the most difficult part. It's like a Yeah, you have to be like, oh, I'm gonna move this, but when I move that, I have to be aware of those other things. But with this, it's way more efficient because it's like automatic in the code. Like it's not like a human stressing out about problems. It's like a dog's. You give a dog a scent of a sock, and you bury it somewhere, and you're like, all right, go get it, and it just figures it out. It doesn't go in the wrong direction. It just beelines towards the sock. So anyway, once I realized that's how it worked, I was like, "Oh man, that's gonna change the delivery game forever." Autonomous vehicles, like if Waymo or Tesla got a hold of this model, that would be so insane because it would save so much money on training. Because you have to stop and rebuild. I don't want to say everything from scratch, but it takes so many millions and billions of dollars to retrain these models. When Neuraxon model, it takes not only say the whole world. Once a few of the right people really start to realize that, wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Cause imagine if Chat GBT came out, right? The first shitty Chat GPT, and then you never had to spend another $500 billion to retrain it up to 4 point, what is it? Was it at 4 point whatever the fuck? 4.0? No, it just learns the whole it's from Chat GPT 1. It just learns forever. It remembers what it did wrong, it remembers what it did right forever. You don't have to retrain it. It just learns on its own, and it doesn't need prompting. It's always there ready for more input. It doesn't have to react. It just waits. Is this the right? No. Is that the right? No. So yeah, to me that's amazing. What's up, Camo Joe? What's crack-a-lackin', big dog? How we doing? Oh, I see Bob Armstrong. Oh, I see your comment a little late because it got put up to the top because you're on X. What's up, Bobby? I'm not sure what time you. Oh, it says 4:14. 4:14. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? So what do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about this mess? What do you a mess? What do you guys think about this? I think it's quite a beautiful matter. Jose Sanchez. Oh, 14 seconds ago. Our new article. Take a look at networks. Oh, this is yesterday. What the? You got a new article out? Shall we check it out? The Neuraxon Intelligence Academy, Volume 4. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that yesterday. Your brain runs 86 billion. Oh, shit. I didn't switch tabs. I'm glad I caught that. So, yeah, let me go back in case you missed. So, it literally said, look at this, 53 seconds ago. I said 14 a minute ago, but. So, literally less than a minute ago. First like, hey! What should our comment be, guys? It's gotta be. What should we say to Jose? What should we say? What should we say? Keep up the progress. This stuff is super. Sorry, I don't have a very ergonomic desk right now. What the? You gotta capitalize them bitches. Bow. All right, cool. All right, so let's check out his article. I kind of glanced over this post yesterday, but I didn't click the article because I wasn't making like a video or nothing or a live stream. Ooh la la. All right. The Neuraxon Intelligence Academy, Volume 4. Your brain runs 86 billion neurons across 6 specialized networks. That's a lot. They self-organize, they adapt in real time, they operate at the edge of chaos, and that is exactly where intelligence lives. Dude, they're speaking my language. Oh, I love this shit. Artificial neural networks took one idea from biology. Weighted connections. Then they froze it. Fixed layers. Static weights. No spontaneous activity. No reorganization. No context. Oh, they're shitting on ANNs. The gap is not a detail. It is the entire problem. The Neuraxon Agarth closes it. Trivalent states. Trivalent? I've never heard that word. Let me look it up. Trivalent. I'm sure it has something to do with some trinary something, but I've never heard the word trivalent before. Dude, does your Chrome ever randomly change your default browser? Dude, what the fuck? Why did it do it? It did it like 5 times in the last few days. Anyway, hold on. Bruh. Trivalent refers to atoms, ions, or molecules with a valence of 3. What the fuck? Oh, pardon my French. I was trying not to curse in this live stream. Hold on. Neuraxon Agarth closes it. Trivalent states. Trivalent? Oh, okay. Oh, there's covalent. Okay, I'm tripping. Okay. Trivalent refers to atoms, ions, or molecules with a valence of 3. Oh, yeah. I'm tripping. Okay. Capable of forming 3 bonds or having 3+ charge in medicine. Okay. 3 bonds. Or 3 plus charge. Is that the word they were trying to use? All right, whatever. Whatever. I'm not the scientist. Dual weight plasticity. A meta variable that acts like dopamine on silicon. Yeah, I was thinking like, how do they do all these organic? How do they process these organic molecules on a motherboard? Like, how do you simulate that? That to me that was mind blowing. Like, how do you add serotonin to a fucking code? Like, how do you codify dopamine? Like, how far ahead did science go when after I left fucking after I left high school or college? All right, modulating. No, actually before. No, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. All right, modulating not the signal, but the system's sensitivity to signals. Not a bigger model, a living one. Yep. Dude, nature is the key. Most, not I want to say most, but a lot of technological feats, like in certain areas, involved mimicking nature. Because nature is the most intelligent, in my humble opinion. Like, look at how the Japanese made the inventor who designed the bullet train in Japan. You guys got to look that up, cause they made the train, but it was so goddamn loud and disruptive to society. They had to design it differently, and you know where they took that design from? Drum roll, please. If you can guess it before the drum roll, you get 10 million cubic. Let me check the comments. The owl. So the after they discovered their bullet train was so freaking loud, the man looked to an owl because owls fly silently because they hunt at night, and them rats and all them creatures, they're good at night. They got them extra sensory perceptions, you know what I'm saying? Because when you don't use your eyes, you use other shit, you know what I mean? So when an owl is flying at you, you could use your ears for sure, really well. So you know what the owl had to do? The owl had to learn how to fly silently. Isn't that crazy how evolution works? Like animals know how to survive, and then predators have to know how to get them better. Like it's just the craziest thing. Anyway, but that's also how intelligence works. But yeah, I feel like we're getting off track. What the hell? What the hell was I talking about? All right, let's read the article before I fucking go off the damn rails. I felt it. I was like, uh-oh, I'm teetering. I was teetering on the rail. All right, neural networks in AI and neuroscience. How the brain inspires artificial intelligence. So this was yesterday. This was Damn. Did you guys hear that? Loud ass motorcycles. The the world network the word network shows up constantly in both neuroscience and artificial intelligence, but despite sharing the same label, what the the same label, biological neural networks and artificial artificial neural networks are fundamentally different systems. To understand what each one actually does and where a third approach fits in, we need to look at the architecture and behavior of networks at every level. All right. A biological neural network is a system of interconnected neurons whose function is to process information and generate behavior. Use your brain, silly. All right, that's a biological neural network. All right, all this nervous system, immune system, all that good stuff. These networks are dynamic. They stay active over time, even when we are not consciously engaged in any task. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The digestive system. Like in photosynthesis. I'm sure we're part of photosynthesis too. We get energy from the sun, that young vitamin D. All right, they carry an energetic cost, which in the case of the human brain is remarkably low for the complexity it produces. Yes, the way the brain uses energy is insane. The amount of calories it uses versus the rest of your body is tremendous for the size that it is. It's like it's the super organ, in my opinion. Biological networks integrate both internal and external signals using their own language, time frequency. Time frequency, that's the key, guys. Time frequency. Let's read that first sentence again. Biological networks integrate both internal and external signals using their own language, time frequency. Think of a musical band with multiple instruments playing at different rhythms. The bass drum carries the tempo. The bass plays 2 notes per beat. And the cymbals, okay, fill in the 16th notes. The melody moves freely without losing the beat. The musicians couple their scores at different rhythms that fit together perfectly. That's like the definition of jazz right there. These are nested frequencies, and this is exactly how our brain works. Our brain networks function. The time frequency language of different networks is within itself, a concept known as cross frequency coupling. Whoa, let's read that again. When a certain sentence comes up, I gotta read it again. The time frequency language of different networks. The time frequency language of different networks nests within itself, a concept known as cross frequency coupling. It sounds like jazz. It's like the brain is just an awesome jazz symphony. So from single neurons to massive networks, everything begins with a neuron. La, 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 la. That single nerve cell generates an action potential, a brief electrical impulse that propagates along the axon. Uh-oh, we're about to get scientific up in here. The neuron receives signals through the dendrites. It's one of the pieces of the brain. Integrates them into the soma and transmits the signal if it surpasses a threshold. Ay, nay. Ay, nay. How long was I out, mates? Ay, nay. Ay, no, mate. Oh, no, mate. Come on, mate. Oh, no, mate. Let me see. Let me. Ah, fucking booty button cheeks. Booty butt, booty butt, booty button cheeks. How long is this? Oh, 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 it's magic. Oh, that's like, damn. That's quite a while. Let me see. That propagates along. Oh, what a man. It's the worst part about going live, man. You know what I gotta do? I know what I'm gonna do next time. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the other StreamYard tab on this other screen and I'm gonna make it visible. Fuck! I'll be talking for like 3 minutes and nobody heard a word. Oh, it was not. Oh, this happened a few days ago. It was so good, and I couldn't recall what I was saying. So upsetting. Anyway, the show must go on. Let's let's continue on with it. Yeah, man, I just have to ah ah. I'm glad that you're still with me, Camo Joe. I appreciate you. It's at least 2 minutes. Yeah, I was looking back at it. So how the fuck long was I reading? Damn. All right, fuck it. I'll just start from here. Everything begins with the neuron. That single nerve cell generates an action potential, a brief electrical impulse that propagates along the axon. The neuron receives signals through the dendrites. Actually, you know what? It might make more sense to. All right, let's look at how ANNs work. Yeah, we don't have to fucking do all that shit. Oh, you know what? Let me not do that next time. Let me do that now, cause it'll happen again. I'm gonna move cause I have a laptop and it to a monitor, but but I have everything on one screen. I'm gonna just put the StreamYard tab somewhere else. Watch. This way I can see everything. Oh, Christ. Oh, it's magic. You know. Put this here. This way. What the fuck? If I disconnect again, I'm gonna know right away because I could see it. Oh shit, I got almost 100 people watching. Oh shit. I got disconnected with 93 people watching live. Ain't that a bitch? If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. All right, let's start from here. Artificial neural networks. How deep learning models work. An artificial neural network is a mathematical model designed to approximate complex functions from data. It draws abstract inspiration from the brain. It uses interconnected units called artificial neurons. But these are not cells, they are algebraic operations. Calling an algebraic operation a neuron is arguably an exaggerated extrapolation. Yeah, I'd say so. And calling language prediction intelligence may be equally misleading. Ooh, good point. But since these are the established terms, it is important to understand them and separate substance from hype. Dude, I love these articles because they really educate the public. If you're willing to be educated, like Qubic is really educating you on the technology that they're building out. Like I can't get that through people's heads enough. Like so many other projects, they don't bother to do this kind of work. Like they say, oh, we're gonna have this. This is on our roadmap. We have this type of technology, and this is gonna happen. And then this is our partner, and this is this. But these guys are like really trying to let you understand the science and what they're trying to change about the understanding of what's happening in the world. Like they're like really trying to get you to understand it. They have scientific white papers. They have real people writing blogs about it. It's incredible to see people like yeah, not appreciate this. Even people in the community, or I don't even want to say they're in the community, people who have like, who I guess they say they love Qubic, I see them talk shit about it. I'm like, dude, what? The marketing team's doing great shit. These guys are making articles, educating the public about what they're doing. Spending's transparent. Everything is awesome. And then you just have these weird people just who are in the community, right? Shit talking the project. You're just like, "What? How what? What's happening?" It's like, "How can you not love this?" This is like if Apple was telling you what they were doing for their next product, like, "Oh, this is what we're working on for our next product in detail." Right? Like no company like does this. I mean, obviously they're not giving everything, but they're giving you a general impression of what's going on, and they're trying to educate you. They're educating us on the status quo and what can be changed and what they're working on, which is like, tangible. Especially with the advent of this, literally today's Neuraxon demo with the actual physical, sphero ball. Anyway, let's get back into this article. Sorry, just a little side note. It's just I got so captivated by this sharing of knowledge from the Qubic team. All right, how an artificial neuron works. I thought I read that wrong. An artificial neuron performs 3 steps. Okay, this is how an artificial neuron works. This is what I was asking actually, like midstream. Like, how do you fucking digitize a neuron? All right, so each artificial neuron performs 3 steps. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. Um, First, it receives a set of numerical inputs. Then, it multiplies each input by a synaptic weight, which is an adjustable parameter. Oh. Oh, there's a siren passing by. All right, it's going away. I think that's why they have the serotonin and the acetic whatever the fuck it is, and neuros whatever the fuck, and dopamine. Damn. Okay. Finally, it sums the results and applies an activation function that introduces non-linearity. Common activation functions include the sigmoid, which compresses values between 0 and 1, and ReLU, rectified linear unit, which cancels negative values and lets positive ones pass through. Without non-linearity, the network would simply perform a linear transformation incapable of modeling complex patterns. ANNs are organized into input layers where data enters, hidden layers where data are progressively transformed, and an output layer which generates the prediction. So input x12 scores Activation function. Hidden units. This reminds me of their helix logic gate, but this is why it has to be like reversible. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. From the perception of to from the perceptron, not perception, from the perceptron to deep learning. All modern architectures trace their origins to the perceptron. Rosenwald, 1958. Ooh, post World War II. A simple linear neuron with a threshold. Modern deep learning networks can contain hundreds of layers and billions of parameters, but at their core, an ANN functions like an enormous automated spreadsheet that adjusts millions of numerical cells until the output matches the expected result. Until the output matches the expected results. An ANN functions like an enormous automated spreadsheet that adjusts millions of numerical cells until the output matches the expected result. Wow. Backpropagation and gradient descent. Damn, it's getting nerdy as hell. How artificial networks learn. Learning in artificial networks does not work the way biological learning does. There is no adjustment of neuromodulators or synaptic intensity based on lived experience. Oh, so true. And you know what? In order to like really understand this stuff, you kind of have to be a little bit self-aware too, because all this will seem crazy unless you've actually experienced these things like internally. Like unless you've experienced certain things, certain controls in your brain that you, I don't want to say mastered, but at least observed, because these things happen. These things happen in your brain, whether you know it or not. Instead, learning is based on minimizing an error function that quantifies the difference. What? Instead, learning is based on minimizing an error function. Oh, that quantifies the difference between the network's prediction and the correct answer. Consider a simple example. The model is asked to complete Paris is the capital of. Oh, yeah, I think I did read this. This sounds really familiar. If the prediction is Italy, the error function measures the gap between Italy and France. Then adjust the weights accordingly. How do you measure a gap like that? The central mechanism behind this adjustment is backpropagation. Rumelhart, 1986. The algorithm calculates the error at the output. Oh. It doesn't know it's wrong till it already said it. Propagates that error backward layer by layer and adjusts the weights using gradient descent. A mathematical method that modifies parameters in direction that reduces the error. Oh, so it's just like, it's literally just guessing and guessing and guessing. Holy sh! I think we all kind of knew that, but now that they described it so fucking in detail, you're like, oh man, that's fucking crude. Jesus. Ugh. That's like putting Vaseline in your gas tank. All right, formally, learning consists of optimizing a differentiable function in a space of many dimensions. If you think physical space, the dimensions are x, y, z. Let's read that again. Formally, learning consists of optimizing a differentiable function in a space of many dimensions. Yes. Yes. The physical world. This is the one thing I always thought about with AGI. Like, how is it gonna get past the growing pains of like being in a mature human? Like it just goes from a like code to like there's no like that's why it's gotta it's what can you do? Anyway, if you think of physical space, the dimensions are x, y, z, or x, y, and z. But in language, imagine dimensions like singular, plural, feminine, masculine, verb, subject, attribute, noun, adjective, intonation, and synonym. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Introduce millions of dimensions and enough computational power, and a model can learn that Paris is the capital of France simply by reducing prediction errors during training. Architectures of art. What was the point of that last sentence, though? Okay, they're just saying it's just a ton of fucking nonsense for a thing to learn the capital of Paris, pretty much. That's absolutely asinine. It costed $1 billion to for a machine to learn the capital of Paris. Not an LLM. Anyway, architectures of ANNs. Although the terminology overlaps with neuroscience, the process does not resemble how a living system learns. In an ANN, adjustment depends on global calculation and explicit knowledge of final error. The network needs to know exactly how wrong it was. How wrong? It's just wrong. What do you mean? If a network learns to recognize cats, it receives thousands or millions of labeled images. Each time it fails, it slightly adjusts the weights. After millions of iterations, the internal pattern stabilizes into a configuration that discriminates cats from other objects. The process is purely statistical. The network does not understand what a cat is. It detects numerical correlations in pixels. It does not hold a world model of a cat, only matrices of numbers on massive scales. For a deeper look at why it matters, read our analysis, blasey, blasey, blasey. Make sure you guys check this blog article out. I'm going to leave this also in the live chat. Oh, let me take a quick break from reading. Let me catch up with the comments real quick. So I just left that in the live chat, the link to the blog. I see Soldier Rabbi. What's up, Is it Rabbi or Rabbi? What's up, Soldier Rabbi? And I see, do you see Qubic going to all-time high soon? Soon? That's define soon, and then I can answer your question for sure. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If you say like soon, as in like a couple months, I don't see. I don't think. I don't. Actually, let me answer that right now before I even respond to that. I don't see anything. I don't see anything happening anywhere anytime soon. But I love the developments of the project. It gives me more confidence that, as I don't know, somebody who's been in the crypto game for a minute, got a lot of gains, lost a lot of gains by round tripping. That this seems like this might be an everlasting play right here. Hopefully something catastrophic. I feel like something catastrophic would have to happen for Qubic not to do good things in the next, I don't know, at least few months or a year or so. Cause look at what's coming, man. We have a Solana bridge coming. We have a ETH bridge coming, and we have Dogecoin mining coming, which is gonna bring a lot of eyes and retail investors, and possibly a whole shit ton of miners, which is awesome, and possibly exchange listings with all that, right? With the advent of everything I said before. AI. All Aha, I caught it quick this time. I caught it quick this time. Uh-huh. Good thing I'm glad I switched screens. That would have pissed me off if I didn't catch it that quick. I caught it this time. I caught it, guys. I caught it. Thanks, Rabbi. Am I back? Can you guys see me? I can see me. I appreciate you, Rabbi. Thankfully, I switched the laptop over to the side so I put the tab on a different thing. Damn. Bing, biggity, ding, ding, boom, bow. So yeah, let me go over a couple of these things for you guys. Let me get over a couple of things, y'all. Let me show you a couple of things I was actually talking to Grok about. Is it this one? This one? All right, so check it out. Share this tab instead. All right, the sphero ball or whatever physical robot embodies the Neuraxon tissue in the demo has no symbolic representation, no stored image, no pixel memory, and no conceptual understanding of A or any letter shape. It doesn't form an internal model like this is what an A looks like. The way GPT does via token embeddings or CNN does via convolutional feature maps. Instead, the entire knowledge of the letter is outsourced to the persistent goal code that fixed 12-dimensional trinary vector values in -1, 0, and +1, clamped onto a dedicated set of input goal neurons for the duration of the trial. So check it out, the goal code. This is what I was talking about earlier. The goal code equals the only teacher. So this is what the ball is inputting. The ball, the little ping pong ball. It's a constantly injected scent. So that's why it was connected by Bluetooth, right? A chemical gradient that the growing neural tissue is evolutionarily reinforced / guided to align its motor behavior with. The system has no cases to what humans call a. It only experiences success or failure through how well its self-generated movements make the embodied sensors, plus internal state match or minimize mismatch against that fixed goal pattern. Yep, like I was saying in the last live stream, man, it's just we're just trying shit out till we get it right, and then we just keep trying to repeat how we got it right. We'll keep making a little bit of mistakes till we get it perfect, till we master it. But when we master it, that's when we evolve to the next stage of life, right? This is how we evolve. Emergence via growth, not programming or backdrop. The magic happens because the architecture starts with spontaneous random neural activity. Dude, this is so true. I'm going to talk about my son again. I remember when my son was first born, and he was in his little thing in the hospital, his little bed. And he was just like sitting there, right? I was looking at his like just pure clear aura, right? And he was just like I'm just like really observing him. I'm like, oh, look at he's such like he's so awesome. He's like his little baby. And then I'm like looking at his body. I'm like, he's just like his whole every piece of him is just doing something random. And I'm just like, oh man, this thing is booming with life. He's just like ready to live. Like he's just like life is like that naturally. And the fact that they codified spontaneous neurons firing is insane to me. Because like I said in the last stream I did, everything about Qubic, whenever I read about how they're doing their AI, it reminds me of my son. I was watching him grow up. And he's still so young right now. I'm like, dude, I'm still watching him grow. Anywho, then he uses real-time structural Hebbian-like plasticity rules, like trinary adapted STDP homeostatic scaling. All right, let me show you guys what that actually fucking means. Let me see here. No way. Is that it? Mm. Nah, we're good. Oh, let me turn my line on. It's getting dark up in here. It's getting dark in here. Only when I kill one in the head. All I need is one night there. All right, so if you don't know what Hebbian like and STDP means, look it up. I wrote it down, but I don't feel like reading it to you guys. All right, good rolling patterns. Those that produce proprioceptive IMU feedback patterns somehow correlate with stability, energy, efficiency, while the goal vector stays active. Get reinforced by adding strengthening connections, bad ones get weakened or pruned. Over tens of seconds, a functional circuit literally grows that maps the constant goal input. Specific smooth circling / turning trajectory that traces A or B on the floor. So the ball just moves, and then the goal teacher says, and it moves back, and it just does this, and then it removes all those wrong moves for their next go, right? So it knows exactly how to do what the next time around. It's not gonna have to relearn how to do the letter A the next time you turn it on, right? That's how the model works. You don't have to relearn stuff. Like we were just saying earlier, you don't have to relearn your bike. You don't have to relearn the alphabet every day. You don't have dementia. It's amazing how the brain works, or how our intelligence works. All right, this is the good stuff. Why this feels alien compared to normal AI robotics. Yeah, this is what I was getting into. I'm like, because a lot of robotics is actually pretty good. But when you think about it, all robotics is like, they're in very sterile, controlled like areas, like whether it's manufacturing or whatever the fuck, like a factory. Like these robots do one thing and one thing only, and when shit gets messed up, you need a technician, get in there, fix it right away. Production stops, things are bad. But with the Neuraxon model, if something fucks up, the machine goes, it'll like, it might be able to like pull itself out of production, summon another one, and like go back and then get something else to repair. Like there's so many things that could happen. Like I feel like even Yeah, I feel like the general public is so behind on technology. Like the people don't really know what humanity is capable of right now. Even like right now, technology is insane. Like we have alien technology right now, but people don't like know for real. Like this is nuts. All right, anyway, no offline training data sets. So this is the difference between what Qubic is doing and what everyone else is doing. All right, this is why you're in the right spot. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. No offline training data set of letter, images, or trajectories. No teacher providing pixel level gradients, right? No one's telling it what to do, how to do it. No predefined motor primitives or inverse kinematics. No reward function written by humans that explicitly says trace smooth curves or stay within the lines. The shape emerges bottom up from physical embodiment. The ball literally has to roll its body to discover what movements feel right under the current goal smell. Right? We were just talking about a smell. Dogs hunting. They just beeline towards the smell, right? They're not like, they don't smell off the trail. They smell towards the goal. All right, the letter is encoded in the movement pattern itself, not in weights that store an abstract shape. Oh, I love the smell metaphor. Oh. All right. Your baby robot analogy is perfect. Hey, you're welcome. It's close to how animal learns a species-specific courtship dance or migration path, guided by internal state hormones, rather than explicit instruction, than to how we train a neural net today. Oh, it's so beautiful, dude. Nature. Nature, nature, nature. Nature, nature. It's like how the birds know, like when it's winter, they all fly south. You're like, oh, there they go. It's about to be winter. And they all come back at the same time. Like, I already know it's about to get warmer when the crows come back in town. I'm like, oh, the crows are back. It's about to get crazy. Because the crows fuck with all the birds. They fuck with the hawks. They fuck with the seagulls. Fucking sparrows. Crows are evil. And smart. If the demo is indeed using something close to published, I read this already. Then your breakdown matches the spirit exactly, even if the paper itself doesn't details for experiment step by step. It focuses more on the core unit architecture and hybrid with Agarth's tissue. The robot demo appears to be showcased application, possibly from Qubic's open science efforts or live demos linked on Hugging Face. Yeah. So imagine this model gets plugged into Agarth. This is insane. This will be nuts. This will be nuts. So yeah, that's exciting. I just thought that'd be fun to share. What do you all think of that goodness? Now, I'll just do what I usually do after I get into the nitty-gritty and just surf my my homepage and see if I find anything interesting. Hopefully my internet doesn't cut out again. Looks like it might because I'm lagging. I don't want to hear what Mr. Beast has to say. Oh, shout out to Zuka. This is a good account to follow. Yet again, we witness how far ahead was come from beyond. Sunny boy, machines and AI agents don't give a crap about your narrative. Kissy face. You and everyone else lack a bare metal machine infrastructure and consensus. That's the founder of Qubic, by the way. I'd never disrespect my two reply guys. Uh-oh, crypto finally. What the Stephen A. Smith has been awfully vocal lately. This man's about to run for office for sure. I don't want to hear what he has to say. Ippon. It must be judo versus jiu-jitsu.
The early attempted takedown of Paul Bridges.
Oh, for sure. That's judo for sure. I knew it. I knew it. That's judo. Ippo. I knew it. You could tell how he's standing too.
And execute one of those takedowns or throws to achieve a dominant position, stuffing the early.
In case you didn't know, I love martial arts is my shit. I love it. I love martial arts.
attempted takedown of Paul Bridges.
Hey! Dude, he flipped him like, oh, he armbar! Look at his face. He's like, oh. Bro, he flipped and dipped him. This is old, though. I feel like I've seen this. Am I tripping?
Did we not say throws into arm bars?
I love the camaraderie. He gave him such a soft, sweet hug. Like, man, this is what you call, like, gardeners at war, right? Like, they're so hard when they're competing, but when it's over, they're just so soft, right? It's two different. Watch the energy. Pick up on the energy, but during submission, and then the hug after. Watch the flip of the switch.
Intention to want to keep this standing and execute
That's why I love martial arts.
one of those takedowns or throws to achieve a dominant position, stuffing the early attempted takedown of Paul
Right,
Bridges.
analytical, what to do. Boom, got it. Boom, he knows. Here, give me this arm, and it's mine. Give it, here, mine, and I got it. Win. Yes, that's me. I got it. I got it. And he sees his guy defeated. Oh, let me give him a hug. Hey, my guy, this is beautiful. You did great. Right? So many things happen in like 10 seconds.
Lawson showing his intentions.
But as a black belt with those stripes, look at how many stripes he has. He was probably so confident.
Those takedowns or throws to achieve.
Black belt with all these stripes. He got submitted in 30 seconds.
A dominant position, stuffing the early attempted takedown of Paul Bridges.
My God. My God. My God, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Brutal. All right, I think it's about the time to sign off. That was pretty nice. Aside from getting disconnected 2 times in one stream. Hey man, when Qubic goes up, I'll be able to afford some internet closer to my unit or a landline. What the Wait, what?
He wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Oh my God. All right, let's watch. G-Y eaters? What's a G-O-Y? Like goy? G-O-Y? And baby grapers. I'm not gonna bother to try to decipher that. Well, I mean, I understand this part. All right, just so you know, if you're new to this, Bill Gates it's fact. This guy was with Russian prostitutes. Apparently, he gave his ex-wife Melinda some sort of venereal disease. And it just came out recently. I think literally today, I saw a post where it's like, oh, Bill Gates apologizes to his employees for going to Epstein and doing this and doing that. That's why this is so funny. So let's now, with that all in context, let's listen in to this motherfucker's lies. So now that you know that he's lying, this is how you can now get your index right. Watch his face and you can tell when people lie, right? Let's look at the lying face. Look at what liars do.
Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear.
I never went to the island. I never met any women. He never met any women. Look at this micro expression that we just caught. Man, I love micro expressions.
It'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
That kind of behavior. Oh, whoopsie. Mass suspension wave just hit. Watch 9 accounts disappear overnight, including some big names in crypto. Makes you wonder who's actually safe on this platform. Time to migrate. Coinbase, Binance, CZ Binance. What? Emily XBT. Who the hell is... What? Fuck it.
Wondered going into this evening whether or not he would address them during his speech. He did bring up the court, used the words disappointing, unfortunate, but said he will find other ways to continue to impose those tariffs. He said they do work, and they also work on a foreign policy perspective, he said. He said deals have been made with countries, and he believes many of those deals will still be held up. A setback in the court as he sees it. A lot of pomp and circumstance.
Oh.
Honors, quite moving. Quite a few tariffs.
Oh. Did you guys see this? I think it's about to replay. Just watch.
Shaking all of their
Oh
hands.
no, he's shaking everybody's hand.
Whether or not he would address them.
This guy with the beard. He's so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to shake this guy's hand.
During his speech, he did bring up the court. Used the words disappointing, unfortunate, but said he will.
Oh, he wants it so bad. Look at his hand. Look at his hand. He touches his side. That's probably why he didn't get the handshake. He could
continue to impose those tariffs. He said they do work, and they also work on a foreign policy perspective, he said.
Hold on. Did I see that correctly? Hold on. Is that...
work, and they also work on a foreign to impose those tariffs. He said they do work, and they also work on
I think that's Secret Service. He pulled them back. He's like, nah. Chill, bruh.
Foreign policy perspective, he said. He said deals have been made with countries, and he believes many of those deals will still be held up, even with this setback in the court as he sees it. A lot of pomp and circumstance. Given medals, honors, quite moving.
I don't know why I found this so entertaining. Alright, people, I think I'm gonna sign off now. You guys have a good night. That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't mind. Thanks for listening in. There's 117 of you. Oh, damn. Please, before you guys dip, before you guys disconnect, please like, subscribe, share, comment on the YouTube or X, whichever one. Do both if you can. That'd be awesome. Help me get the word of Qubic out. That would be great. It would be great. All right. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys in the next either video or live stream. We'll leave you with some Akaza and some music. Have a good evening.
Samson in the building, we going Qubic. Yo, it's Samson on the mic, crypto KO with the plan. Riding on Qubic, fastest chain in the land. Built for AGI, we host intelligence on stack. Transactions light and fast, we never looking back. MLM on-chain game, CFB set the stage. Level up your network, watch your rewards engage. Human RWA yields, real world assets getting stake. Passive profit stream, watch your wallet elevate. Conviction projects next, we diversify the stack. Long-term vision lock, no fear of a flashback. We on Qubic, moving block by block. AGI on chain, we don't stop. Guard the robot, lemon to the top. Prefix never drop. Stack Knits commission. Watch the moon pop. Samson vibe and Qubic never flops. Meme coin guard, clumsy bot taking charge. World domination plot, but the game's still large. From DeFi to RWA, we cover every domain. Mind paying out steady like champagne. CFB the devs flex, game mechanics gold. On-chain economy, stories never told. Samson got the scoop, exclusives in my verse. Conviction, heavy play, straight up, no rehearse. Samson's vision crystal clear. Qubic future all ill. We on Qubic moving block by block. AGI on chain, we don't stop. Garth the robot miming to the top. Dreams, profits never drop. Stack conviction, watch the moon pop. Samson vibe and Qubic never flops. Qubic, we never flop.